This is News 3 Now at 5.
Thanks for staying with us. We are waiting to hear how the state Supreme Court thinks the governor should handle orders during the pandemic. This morning, justices heard a debate over Governor Evers' emergency order that extended the mask mandate. Our Amy Reed is live to explain what each side is arguing here. Amy?
With emergency declarations in March, July, and September, one side says Evers overreached in his power, while the other side said he was responding within the law. By Wisconsin law, the governor can declare a state of emergency for 60 days. After that point, they're to get it approved by the legislature to extend it. The legislature could also meet at any time to revoke it. The lawyer for the man who brought this suit said Evers should have worked with the legislature on this, since each declaration has been in response to the coronavirus. Evers' lawyer countered that, comparing each order to multiple attacks within a war.
The virus grows, the test results will ebb and flow. That doesn't mean it changes into a new public health emergency if the underlying cause remains COVID-19.
I think we would all agree that emergency conditions exist in March and emergency conditions exist in September, even though those conditions are caused by the same enemy, and even though the war may not have ended in the middle. And the same is true here.
Justices are reviewing the arguments now. We don't know if the court will decide along the lines of their ruling in May that tossed the safer at home order. Though the person who brought the suit is the same, the arguments and circumstances are different, as is the makeup of the court. Then Justice Daniel Kelly is out, replaced by Justice Jill Karofsky. Justice Brian Hagedorn broke with conservatives in the safer at home ruling, but today he did not give clear indication on how he'd rule this time. The order the justices are reviewing expires at the end of this week, but they do not have to make a decision by then.
Amy Reed reporting. Amy, thank you. The state's Department of Health Services says the 7-day average of new cases per day has grown to nearly 6,500. State and county health officials recorded 4,782 new cases today. Health officials say Wisconsin has reached a lifetime total of 317,252 confirmed cases. More than 70,000 remain active. 15 more people in Wisconsin have died of coronavirus, bringing the state's death toll to 2,689. An additional 118 have been hospitalized. 14% of the state's beds remain available. And Rock County health officials say the county will be returning to phase 1 of its reopening plan due to an increase of cases. Officials say 30% of the county's cases have been reported in just the past 16 days. Going back to phase 1 means gatherings of any size should be avoided. Libraries, churches, restaurants, and bars should limit capacity to 25%. Public and private events, including concerts and team sports, should not take place. And schools should provide virtual options and flexibility to shift to virtual school for a minimum of 2 weeks after any holiday break. The Janesville School District is reacting to it, talking about what it means right now, and they have scheduled an emergency school board meeting for Wednesday to talk about the next steps. While Rock County is stepping up precautions, doctors in Sauk County are calling on their county leadership to do the same. Gabriella Becerra takes us there.
The doctors and nurses that work here at Sauk Prairie Healthcare sent this letter to the community asking for their support by using COVID-19 prevention strategies.
Rural America really kind of lagged behind COVID-19 in urban areas, but it has since caught up.
Dr. Nathan Grunwald says he and his co-workers fear the spread of COVID-19 will only get worse in Sauk County.
Our concern is that the increasing positivity rate of COVID-19 within our communities is skyrocketing.
Grunwald says the Sauk Prairie Hospital is looking for other places to send patients as bed capacity fills up.
Things that in the past you came to the hospital for and we fixed for you, we may struggle to do that.
Sauk Prairie Healthcare is calling on the county to publicly support COVID-19 prevention strategies, something the health department has also been asking for.
Our numbers continue to rise.
Sauk County COVID-19 Incident Commander Jeff Jelnick says his department is focused on education, but only so much can be done.
It's things that are so simple, but a lot of folks for some reason do not want to follow through.
Back at the hospital, Grunwald says there's still some time to turn this trend around, but it needs to happen soon.
The trajectory we're on right now is unsustainable, and that there's a real risk not just from getting COVID-19, but potentially treating an illness that's curable because we simply don't have space.
Doctors say these prevention strategies, washing your hands, keeping your distance, and wearing a mask will be especially important during the holiday season. In Prairie du Sac, I'm Gabriella Becerra, News 3 Now.
Sauk Prairie Healthcare sent that letter to leaders in the community and individual residents. Sauk County Board of Supervisors Chairperson Tim McCumber says county leaders act as role models in the community, and while Sauk County respects the state orders, McCumber says the county's hands are tied when it comes to making their own stricter rules. The U.S. has now surpassed 11 million coronavirus cases. Hospitals are now pushed to the brink. It took just 1 week for the U.S. to go from 10 to 11 million confirmed cases. That's more cases in 7 days than all but 9 countries have seen in total. Pediatricians report more than 1 million children in the U.S. have now been diagnosed with coronavirus since the start of the pandemic. The American Academy of Pediatrics and the Children's Hospital Association says nearly 112,000 kids were diagnosed just last week. That's substantially higher than in any previous week. The groups also report 133 children have died of COVID-19. They say severe illness from coronavirus is still rare in children, but they urge health authorities to collect more data on longer-term impacts of the virus on kids. Moderna says its coronavirus vaccine is nearly 95% effective. Moderna plans to seek FDA authorization for the immunization after more safety data is gathered later this month. Of the 15,000 participants who received the vaccine, only 5 contracted COVID-19. None became seriously ill. It's expected that high-risk groups like healthcare workers, the elderly, and people with underlying medical conditions would get the vaccine first. It could be available to everyone else by spring.
By the end of this year, we said that in the United States, we expect to have 20 million doses. And so I think by the end of the year, hopefully, we could start to vaccinate people.
Last week, Pfizer said its similar version of a COVID-19 vaccine was more than 90% effective. And earlier today on Live at 4, UW Health's Dr. William Hartman, who's in charge of the AstraZeneca vaccine trial here in Madison, says that the news of the Moderna vaccine is a giant step in the right direction.
For the Moderna vaccine, in particular, they're looking to be making 10 million doses by the end of this year, which is enough to treat 5 million people. Certainly, that's a small percentage of people, but as they ramp up production, as they increase the number of production facilities throughout the world, it'll make it much easier.
Doctors and healthcare professionals are reminding people that they should continue to wear masks, social distance, and stay at home when possible. The NCAA says it plans to hold the entire 2021 men's college basketball tournament in one location to mitigate the risks of COVID-19. It's in talks with Indianapolis to be the host. The Final Four is already set to be held there next year. The association said it's relocating early round games that have been scheduled to be played at 13 already determined sites. A cool start to the work week. Let's get a look at your first warn forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti out on the weather patio. Gary?
Eric, it is a little chilly out here, but at least the wind isn't blowing nearly as strong as it did yesterday, and that makes a big difference. There was a patch of clouds that kind of moved through with some light snow showers and flurries, but you can see the southwestern part of the state is cleared out. Northern areas north of Madison still having some light snow showers and flurries, mainly through Marquette, Green Lake, and northern Dodge counties. Those should be out of here within the next hour or two. High temperatures today, only in the upper 30s to the lower 40s from Madison to the north and east, but the southwestern part of the state, they have more sunshine, saw temperatures closer to the 50-degree mark. And right now, temperatures still range from around 47 in Boscobel and 45 in Platteville and Prairie du Chien to 43 in Janesville. Madison already down to 39, and it's 34 in Juneau. By tomorrow morning, look for temperatures to drop into the middle 20s with partly cloudy skies overnight. Tomorrow will be a mostly sunny but colder day with a high temperature of 38 degrees, but we'll see a quick warm-up for Wednesday and Thursday. I'll have more details in the forecast in a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. The Columbia County Sheriff's Office has arrested a man for his 7th OWI. Deputies were called to a report of a crash last night in the Fountain Prairie Township. Officials say a vehicle driven by 62-year-old Ronald Jensen of Cambria was in a ditch after hitting a power pole. Deputies say Jensen was taken to a nearby hospital where he was treated for minor injuries. Investigators say he appeared to be intoxicated and was arrested for his 7th OWI offense. Today, President-elect Joe Biden discussed his plans for rebuilding the economy as the nation continues to grapple with COVID-19. He was joined by Vice President-elect Kamala Harris to lay out their economic plan after meeting with business and labor leaders. President Trump is still blocking the transition of power, tweeting Monday morning, quote, "I won the election." Meanwhile, calls from Republicans for the president to accept the election outcome continue to grow louder.
COVID-19 is spreading all across the country. Hospitals are overflowing. People are dying. And our economy is collapsing. And the president is tweeting all day and night about beating Joe Biden instead of focused on let's have a really successful next couple of months and focusing on these problems.
President-elect Biden's COVID advisory team will begin consultations with vaccine manufacturers this week as it plans a response to the pandemic without cooperation from the Trump administration. A recount in Wisconsin could come with a hefty price tag, nearly $8 million. That estimate is from the Wisconsin Elections Commission. Brady Mallory joins us with a closer look at those numbers. Brady?
Well, President Donald Trump has signaled he would demand a recount in Wisconsin, and if he does, he'll have to pay an estimated $7.9 million. It's about 4 times more than Wisconsin's last presidential recount cost, which was $2 million in 2016. WEC Administrator Megan Wolf says the increased cost compared to 4 years ago is due to COVID-19 safety measures, which include a need for larger spaces for public observation and social distancing. The cost also factors in a lot more absentee ballots, security for recount sites, special equipment, and a shortened time frame over a holiday. Presidential candidates have until 5 p.m. on Wednesday to file for a recount and submit the payment to the WEC. Election officials said the November 3rd presidential election results are eligible for a recount because the margin of victory for President-elect Joe Biden is less than 1%. Counties have until Saturday to begin a recount, which would have to be done by noon on December 1st.
Brady, thank you. 3 people in Wisconsin who filed a federal lawsuit alleging widespread fraud in absentee voting have dropped the lawsuit. A court filing today didn't give a reason, and an attorney for the voters declined to say why, citing attorney-client privilege. The lawsuit asked to exclude absentee election ballots in only Milwaukee, Dane, and Menominee counties. All 3 went strongly for President-elect Biden, who defeated President Trump by about 20,500 votes in Wisconsin. Meanwhile, down in Georgia, counties are wrapping up counting presidential ballots by hand. Nearly 5 million votes statewide, the largest ballot audit in U.S. history. It comes after Georgia's Secretary of State ordered a hand recount to validate results of the presidential election. Richmond County resumes its recounting today after the audit started on Friday. Richmond County election workers are going through about 88,000 ballots by hand, recounting every single vote. The county has until midnight Wednesday to finish their audit, but officials there say they expect to finish before that deadline. More to come on News 3 Now at 5. Up next, Pentagon officials say the president is planning on bringing soldiers home who are serving in the Middle East. We'll tell you about those plans ahead at 5. And coming up tonight at 6, a dog is making the rounds at nursing homes in Baraboo. We'll tell you why the owner was inspired to share some comfort during the pandemic. That's an hour away on News 3 Now at 6. And on Wall Street, the Dow soaring on that Moderna vaccine news today, up 471. The Nasdaq jumping 95. S&P 500 adds 42. We'll be right back.
No cell phones at the table.
But it's Grandma.
Hi, Mom.
It's Slumberland's biggest Thanksgiving sale in 3 years. You'll get an additional 25% off our already low prices at Slumberland.
Get more home for the holidays now with the Brothers Maine Black Friday is Today sale. Shop online or safely in store to get up to 38% off and up to $2,000 back on qualifying GE Cafe and GE Profile appliances. Check out our Hotpoint top-load washer and dryer. Buy the pair and pay only $4.29 each. This is your Black Friday store for more, including free delivery. The Black Friday is Today sale. Hurry in today for more selection, more savings, and more home for the holidays from the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Head to Menards for the last 11% rebate sale of 2020. The Wagner Furno 700 heat gun has 101 uses. It adjusts for any job, from installing window insulation to stripping paint and more. $49 after 11% rebate. Then seal out the cold around doors and windows with long-lasting DAP 100% silicone caulk. $289 a tube after 11% rebate during Menards' last 11% rebate sale of 2020.
Save big money at Menards.
It's Chevy Truck Month. It's Deck Building Month. It's Toy Hauling Month. It's Explore New Ground Month. It's the month to get things done. Make it your own and make every month Chevy Truck Month.
Get $4,500 cash allowance on all 2020 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups. Plus, now during Truck Month, get a $1,000 accessory allowance towards the purchase of eligible accessories. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Isn't it time you had a health insurance company that shares the same values as you? One that acts like a trusted health partner that not only offers easy access to the doctors, hospitals, and clinics of UW Health, but also sees the greater good in keeping us healthy in the first place. A company that understands that serving our community means serving all of our communities. Isn't it time you had Quartz? Quartz, health plans built with you in mind.
With all this family fun time, you need a good night's sleep. Come to Slumberland's huge Thanksgiving mattress sale and get an extra 25% off our already low prices. Get this Sealy Posturepedic Queen mattress for just $3.99, only at Slumberland.
Hi, folks. Tuesday, Wisconsin's election results will be one step closer to being finalized.
And we'll have the very latest on the process as counties face the deadline to finish canvassing their votes. And we'll tell you what's next. That and more on News 3 Now this morning.
You make plans, what to wear, where to go, when to go, what to bring. And then the weather changes everything. Let News 3 Now First Warn Weather prepare you for what's coming. First, fast, and accurately, so you can plan your life. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
A U.S. official says the Pentagon is expected to cut the number of troops in Afghanistan almost in half by January 15th. The order would stop short of outgoing President Trump's goal to have all troops withdrawn by the end of the year. That plan faced opposition from military and diplomatic advisors. The Pentagon also expects to cut the number of troops in Iraq to 2,500, a reduction of more than 500. They say the formal order from President Trump could come as early as this week. Currently, there are approximately 4,500 U.S. troops in Afghanistan, 3,000 in Iraq. 51 people were killed last year in incidents motivated by hate. It's just one of the latest figures from the FBI's annual report on national hate crime statistics. Hate crime reporting in the U.S. surged in 2019 to its highest level in more than a decade. About 7,300 criminal hate crime incidents were reported to the FBI in 2019, nearly 200 more than the year before. Murders classified as hate crimes more than doubled. The report shows the majority of victims were targeted because of their race, and of those, most were African Americans. The New York Times is reporting more than 82,000 people have filed sex abuse claims against the Boy Scouts of America ahead of tonight's filing deadline. The victims' lawyers say the claims far outnumber the accusations against the American Catholic Church. The organization filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in February and said it plans to use the process to establish a compensation fund for those abuse victims. North Carolina officials are closing roads as floodwaters continue to rise. This is in the wake of Hurricane Ada. The Tar River in Greenville is expected to crest today. That could mean roads will be blocked for a few days. The flooding could continue through the end of the week. The Neuse River should crest on Friday. And Hurricane Iota is now a dangerous Category 5 storm that's likely to bring catastrophic damage to the same part of Central America already battered this month by Ada. Iota rapidly intensified overnight over the western Caribbean, heading toward Nicaragua and Honduras. The U.S. National Hurricane Center says Iota's core has sustained winds of 160 miles per hour. Evacuations began over the weekend to move people out of those low-lying areas in Nicaragua and Honduras near their shared border. Iota is expected to make landfall later tonight. Well, let's get a look at our first warn weather along with the very latest on Iota. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti on the backyard patio. Gary?
Yeah, Eric, it's the middle of November, and we're still talking about a Category 5 hurricane. This is the strongest hurricane for so late in the season, but Iota right now has maximum sustained winds of 160 miles an hour, gusts to almost 200 miles an hour, moving to the west at 9 miles per hour into the same area that got hit by Ada just a couple of weeks ago. You can see the forecast from the National Hurricane Center brings it on shore probably around midnight or just a little bit before, and then brings it through Nicaragua and Honduras into El Salvador as it gradually weakens and loses its tropical characteristics. But as it does so, the interaction with the mountains there could bring up to 30 more inches of rain in an area that just got battered a couple of weeks ago. Around here, some light snow showers and flurries to our north and east. Those will be moving out over the next couple of hours. Otherwise, really nothing upstream, so we're looking at dry weather for the next few days. In fact, 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Tomorrow should be a sunny but colder day with high temperatures in the upper 30s. Then we're back to the upper 40s on Wednesday thanks to brisk southerly winds that will continue into Thursday when high temperatures will reach the lower 60s. Dry weather is expected into Friday, but by late Friday afternoon there'll be a chance for showers. Better chances for showers will arrive Friday night into Saturday and Sunday, and some of those showers could be mixed with snow Saturday night and perhaps early Sunday morning. Not looking for any accumulations here. Still several inches of snow on the ground over about the northern third of the state into parts of Minnesota, up toward the Duluth Superior area, about 6 to 7 inches of snow on the ground. The weather track right now shows a northwesterly flow in the jet stream aloft. That usually means that the weather systems that come through don't have a lot of moisture associated with them. So again, we're looking at relatively dry conditions in the short term. There's a stationary front in the central part of the state that will sag southward a little bit and allow our temperatures to cool off a little more for tomorrow. But there's still quite a bit of mild weather to our south. As we zoom into our part of the Midwest, you can see the front. Temperatures north of the front in the upper 20s right now, south of the front in the upper 30s to lower 40s and some 50s down across parts of Iowa and western Illinois. Compared to 24 hours ago, our temperatures are actually a little bit warmer, but again, those temperatures will drop off with time. And as we look at future track, you can see those clouds moving out for tonight. Tomorrow should be a nice day with plenty of sunshine. Maybe a few clouds early tomorrow evening. Those will thin out overnight, and then look for the winds to become southerly on Wednesday. And as those winds kick in, that will bring temperatures back up into the upper 40s, and those southerly winds will continue into Thursday when high temperatures will top out in the lower 60s. So our forecast for tomorrow calls for a mostly sunny day, but it will be a little colder with a high temperature of 38. 7 to 10 day forecast, temperatures jump up to 61 on Thursday, still mid-50s on Friday. Could see a shower late in the afternoon. Then those showers on Saturday with falling temperatures from a morning high of 47. By Saturday night, it'll be cold enough for some flurries to mix in with the snow. Sunday, some rain showers, possibly mixed with snow Sunday night before ending. And then dry weather as we lead up to the Thanksgiving holiday. There'll be a slight chance for a shower Wednesday night and Thanksgiving Day itself. Otherwise, temperatures should be above normal with high temperatures in the upper 40s. As we take a look at first warn traffic right now, there was an accident on the eastbound Beltline around Southtown Drive. That has since been cleared up. So right now, the Beltline showing pretty good travel in both directions, as well as the interstates on the east side of Madison. Right now, a 15-minute commute either way on the Beltline between University Avenue and I-3990. Heading out of Madison, it's a 26-minute commute from the Beltline southward to Janesville on I-3990. On US 12 to Sauk City from Middleton, it's a 17-minute commute. And from downtown to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue and US 151, it'll take you 18 minutes. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
Gary, thanks. Gathering with family for Thanksgiving is an American tradition, but this year health experts warn even small get-togethers could be risky. We'll have that story just ahead.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Keep your home and family warm and cozy this winter with a new degree of comfort from your local Rheem contractor.
Feel the Wohlers difference. Call Wohlers Heating and Air Conditioning today. Serving Dane County for over 45 years.
Millions of customers are leaving their providers and switching to Spectrum. And if you have satellite, it's not hard to see why. Because unlike satellite, Spectrum gives you all the services you need, like internet and TV from one provider. They do? Yeah, they do. And Spectrum has the fastest download speeds with the most reliable performance. Get Spectrum Internet with speeds at 200 megabits for $44.99 a month. Call 833-909-4499. Spectrum wins on TV, too. Unlike satellite, Spectrum doesn't have an ugly dish to install. And you get exclusive premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
Wow, really?
Really. Plus, Spectrum has more free HD and free on demand. Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-909-4499. And unlike satellite providers, Spectrum doesn't have contracts or early termination fees. We'll even buy out your current contract up to $500. Switch to America's fastest growing internet, TV, and voice provider. Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each. Ask about our easy self-install options. Call 833-909-4499.
Upland Hills Health has evolved through generations. We've never worked harder to bring you the best facility, the best providers, and the best technology to care for you. We've ranked among the top 100 critical access hospitals for 6 years, and now, in 2020, we're in the top 20 in the U.S. This is based on 50 indicators and 8 pillars of performance. Why is this important? Because when you're hurt or in pain or ready to bring a new life into the world, you'll get the very best care here at Upland Hills Health in Dodgeville.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we live where you live, so we know the importance of Midwest family traditions. And no matter how different they are this year, we'll help you make them especially memorable with everything you need to stay home for the holidays. Like Farm and Fleet pecan halves or pieces, just $7.99. This Hamilton Beach roaster oven, $49.99. Picnic turkey frying oil is $7 off. And don't forget the snacks.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Culver's chicken sandwiches are proof that raised right tastes right.
I really care about the food we eat, and that all starts here.
The chicken that we serve to our kids is grown right here on our farm.
It takes growers like yourself to produce these great sandwiches at Culver's.
Every bite tastes like chicken is supposed to.
This is chicken raised right.
Our grilled chicken, our crispy chicken, and our spicy crispy chicken, they are amazing.
Welcome to Delicious.
Is your home giving you the cold shoulder? Fight back with a new energy-saving furnace from your local Rheem contractor.
Feel the Wohlers difference. Call Wohlers Heating and Air Conditioning today. Serving Dane County for over 45 years.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Thanksgiving gatherings are an American tradition, but this year, of course, health experts warn even small get-togethers indoors could be risky for spreading coronavirus. Naomi Ruckham explains the safest ways to spend your holiday.
The Franklins have a long-standing tradition of all gathering together to celebrate Thanksgiving.
Normally, we have 30, 40 people in our house.
But this year, with elderly grandparents and loved ones with health conditions, the family is opting for a Zoom Thanksgiving.
We figured we could do breakout rooms. The kids could have their own space. The men could have their own space. People could break into groups just to talk about different topics.
How to celebrate without spreading the coronavirus is weighing on many families. Dr. Helen Boucher is with the Infectious Diseases Society of America.
The safest way to celebrate Thanksgiving is virtually. So with our immediate family, the people with whom we live, and keeping the group small. I think if people do that, we have a much better chance of staving off and dealing with the surge that we're seeing now.
Small outdoor dinners with family and friends who live in your community is considered moderate risk. Large indoor gatherings with people not from your household, high risk.
The highest risk is being indoors in a poorly ventilated space with a lot of people who are not covering their face. That could set up a perfect storm.
If you are planning to travel for Thanksgiving, doctors say it's critical to wear a mask, wash your hands frequently, wipe down frequently touched surfaces, and try and keep your distance if possible. Even with their modified plans, this family says they have plenty to be thankful for.
Even though it's not safe to be together indoors, being able to be together, that is enough, I think.
They hope other families also choose to keep each other safe this holiday. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
Another Thanksgiving tradition experts say you should avoid this year: Black Friday shopping, since those large crowds are often unable to social distance. Stay with us for a final check of your First Warned forecast.
One of our favorite Portage families here at the Portage Furniture Store, the Ayers family, that has grown a little bit since, yeah, he says high five. That's right. Since the last time we were here.
Yeah, we sure have. Austin and I, proud third-generation owners, and now we're working on our fourth generation. We've seen generations of customers come through, and I think we take a lot of joy in seeing, hey, my parents bought from your dad, or bought from your uncles, or bought from your grandpa, and now Austin and I get to enjoy that ourselves.
How much fun is it on the days you come back into town and the three of you are together?
It's very special. Like I said, the longevity from my dad and uncle started in 1940 to now. Very special.
We're very, very proud to showcase predominantly American-made brands and companies that we've worked with for a very long time. We have a number of great lines, including Serta Mattresses, Smith Brothers, Flex Steel, Lazy Boy, and England.
And not everyone has the Ayers last name, but everybody here, I know you guys consider family.
Yeah, we really have some wonderful people here, including, two salespeople, Rosie and Punky, who have been here with us from the very beginning, and we're really thankful for them.
Yeah, they really make you guys, they're the ones who make you all look good.
Yeah, they are.
No doubt.
And we need all the help we can get.
Yeah, well, he said it. I do. What are some of the biggest things that sets you guys apart?
The free delivery. Yeah.
They still got it. I was wondering.
We do.
Glad to hear it.
And on top of a first-class free delivery service, we're very proud of our huge selection of top-name brand furniture at guaranteed low prices.
Well, with the free delivery, we've got a lot of stops, but I'm glad you're helping me. From the Portage Furniture Store, I'm Emmy Fink, and you're buzzed into Madison. He's excited.
At Papa Murphy's, we knead seriously, chop seriously, and shred seriously. Because we're serious about Tuesdays, even if you're not. Every Tuesday, get a large pizza for just $10. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
Your business is your pride and joy. You raised it with hard work, from nothing but a dream. And since you care so much, naturally you want to protect it from harm. That's where we come in. Because a great insurance policy is not a necessary evil. It's the best way to keep your business happy, healthy, and profitable. And that is the silver lining. Pamper your business with a policy from West Bend.
At iMart Express, it's just the right price. 2 pairs of glasses start under $40. Using insurance, we accept over 1,000 plans, and using your benefits is as easy as 1, 2, 3. No insurance? No problem. Glasses to fit your budget. It's just the right price. Only at iMart Express.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, hope is on the way as a second vaccine maker, Moderna, says its shot is nearly 95% effective against the coronavirus. But with 1 million new cases in a week, how soon will it be available? Plus, a remarkable story of recovery, how doctors miraculously brought a hiker back to life after his heart stopped for 45 minutes. And everyone loves an underdog, how Maggie made it from the pound to the police force. That's all tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
Let's go to Gary with a final check of the forecast.
Well, there are a few flurries up in the northern parts of the area, but those should be out of here in the next hour or so. Temperatures right now range from the middle 30s up around Juneau and Wauwatosa to all the way down to the mid 40s in southwestern Wisconsin. And temperatures tomorrow morning will drop into the middle 20s. Look for sunny skies tomorrow. Colder day, high temperature at 38. We'll warm up to 48 on Wednesday with brisk southerly winds and 61 on Thursday. Some weekend showers, a little cooler to start next week. Thanksgiving right now looks to be pretty mild.
All right, Gary, thanks. We'll be back in 30 minutes. Join us for News 3 Now at 6. CBS Evening News is next.